you.
Thank you so much, the President of JCI Vizag Steel City, JC Adhir, the Zone President and my SDG Pioneer colleague, ZP4 Rajita ji, the Norm Coordinator for No Plastic, Pawan, the past President and the Coordinator for this project, JC Rameshwar Rao ji, the leaders of Zone 4 and the pillars of JCI India, GL Manohar sir and Murli Mohan ji, the star of the show and the faculty for today's webinar, Mrs. Usha Raju ji, my friend and Zone Director Program Harsha, and also the Zone Coordinator Impact 2030 Swati ji, and all other dignitaries. Namaskaram from JC Ankush Gupta, who is the Non-Coordinator Impact 2030 of JCI India. My dear friends, the world today is celebrating the 50th Earth Day. Thank you so much for inviting me as the chief guest for this program.
Now, I would like to request our today's trainer, Usha Gajpati Raju Madam, to start the program, training program, and enlighten us on composting and gardening. Thank you. Over to trainer.
Thank you to all JCI members for your good wishes. Thanks for inviting me to conduct this training program in composting and kitchen gardening. I definitely wish entire Visakhapatnam terraces become green and we all do our responsibility, to Mother Earth. So now, composting is nothing but, decomposition of your wet waste which is generated at your kitchen while cooking. So why should we actually do the composting? Every household generates around 60% of the total waste from the kitchen itself. That means our food leftovers and the peels and the seeds that are generated in the kitchen. So our entire day's waste is nothing but 60% of them, and then 20% of the plastic or the recyclable items, and then the rest of the 20% which is rejects. You need a earthen pot like this to do your composting, or a plastic bin which has holes. So if you are using a plastic bin, try to make as many holes as possible for aeration, because the process that I am teaching you is aerobic composting. The name itself suggests that you need a lot of air for the composting process. So you need either a plastic bin like this or a earthen pot like this. Earthen pot has the breathable capability. Even then, there are earthen pots like Khamba, which is stockable, 3-layered. For the ease of workshop, I am just showing one earthen pot which has a hole beneath, and it leaches out the water. And every compost bin should have a lid and a collection tray which can go underneath the pot. Requirements for composting. So compost always happens with two different items, which is your green waste and the brown waste. These are dry leaves that I have collected from parks, which are usually burnt up, or thrown away as a mixed garbage. So these are a very good resource of carbon, whereas our kitchen waste is a very good resource of nitrogen and other important micronutrients. So now all that we require is a pot, the 1, then the green waste 2, the dry brown leaves 3, and 4 buttermilk. The 5th most important thing is air. Air circulation is the key for happy composting, and no maggots will form, no stinking odor will come out. So now let's start with the composting process. So here I'm using a plastic bin to just show you how the procedure is done. So dump all your kitchen waste into the bin. Then use brown leaves, dry brown leaves, which can be collected from parks or at your household level. Equal proportion. You can even add more if you have. Then the third main ingredient is sour buttermilk. Sour buttermilk has all the microbes that are required for the composting process to happen. So it is just a requirement of 2 tablespoons of sour buttermilk. So give it a big mix up everything together. And once you if you are starting for the first time, I would always advise you to start with adding a few twigs at the bottom as the bottom layer. So imagine these are not there. I mean, all this I'm showing because I just wanted it to be visible in the camera. So first layer is your twigs. Okay. Then the second layer is your mixed waste of dry leaves and the kitchen waste. Then again, the third layer is your plain dry leaves, which you are trying to cover up all your kitchen waste. Your day one composting process is done. So simple to do. It hardly requires 1 minute of your time, and I don't think anyone should complain that I don't have time. So is it clear, the process of composting? Say a quick yes or no.
Yes, from Jagan, Hyderabad.
Yeah.
Yes, madam,
Thank you.
from Visakhapatnam, Bhupendra.
Thank you. So now, what is it? I'm just repeating again so that it will just get into your mind and stay there for life. So, one, you need an earthen pot or a plastic bin which has holes all around with the lid and with the bottom collection tray. Then two, we need green leaf vegetable or any peels or any seed from the fruit, all those kitchen waste. Okay, eggshells, groundnut shells, all those things come under the number two. Then number three is your dry leaves. Dry leaves which are easily available, a very good source of carbon, which are burnt unnecessarily, which can become good, compost in our kitchen waste. Then fourth is your buttermilk, sour buttermilk, which introduces the microbes for the composting action to start. Then 5 is the key, where once in 3 days you will have to just mix up the entire lot. So as the composting starts, all this will get decomposed and get converted into earthy smelling black gold. So this is the earthy smelling fresh earth which we are giving back to Mother Earth. So once if you sieve that, this will look like this. It's a fine powder which goes into our garden. Instead of dry leaves, you can just add your kitchen waste and then add the coco peat which is already pre-mixed with inoculum, and your day one is complete. So repeat the same step every day. Once in 3 to 4 days, don't forget to mix up the entire lot, because this is aerobic composting and it requires a lot of air for the composting to happen happily without causing any trouble for you. If you are not mixing up and if you're not churning the entire thing, there is always a chance for maggot formation, which will deter you from further continuing the composting process, or it will even stink. So two problems which you might see in composting is it will stink only when there is excess water or the moisture is there. That means your drainage is not happening. So check for your drain holes. And two, it becomes too dry and the process will not happen very fast. So if you have filled up the entire compost bin, let us say a household of 4 people, you generate a half a kg of vegetable waste per day or the wet waste per day. So every day we keep adding the bin, adding dry leaves and the vegetable waste into our bin. So within 20 days, this whole this pot can get filled up. So you keep this pot separate and you start the process from day one again in a second pot or a plastic bin like this. So if you have problems like dryness in your contents, just sprinkle a little more buttermilk, or you can even just give a small sprinkle of water like this. Do not flood with water. Your compost should look like a wrung out sponge. So it should be like this. It should be wet, but not watery or not damp. So if you are doing the process properly, you will not face any trouble. But still, if you are getting a lot of stink, that means there is water logging underneath. So check for your drainage, clear it, and add more dry leaves if it is really stinking and if maggots are forming in it. Even then, if maggots are forming, do not worry, because maggots are actually helpful for composting process to hasten up. So that's how we all do the composting process. I hope you all enjoyed the composting technique.